Hello students, welcome to Accounting 202, Managerial Accounting. This course is going to run from September 2nd through October 27th, 2024. My name is Dr. Claudia Mercado and I am going to be your adjunct instructor for the course. It is a pleasure to be here with you and I want to start off by thanking you for registering for the course, and if you ever have any questions or concerns throughout the semester, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay, so what are we going to be learning in this course? Okay, the course description is students will explore the financial impact of short-term and long-term business decisions by learning how accounting and other productivity information can be used to assess and improve the performance of an organization. Managers will be provided with the essential information they need to execute growth strategies and select opportunities that create business value. So there's going to be a lot of decisions that need to be made based on the data. So we need to be able to analyze the data, and using the data and the analysis, be able to perform intelligent business decisions. Okay, so the course competencies that we're going to be learning, we have 3 core competencies. These basically represent the knowledge and skills relevant in the area of managerial accounting. So we're going to describe how managerial accounting supports management information systems. We're going to utilize managerial accounting techniques and models to support an organization's strategic plan. And we're going to explain how managerial accounting is used to make decisions about short-term business opportunities, capital investments, and evaluating operational performance. Okay. Now, I want to provide you with a little bit of background about myself. That way, you have a little bit of knowledge of where I come from. So, my educational background: I am the first one in my family to go to college. I was born in Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico, and I migrated to the United States when I was maybe 3-4 years old. And I had it very difficult growing up. Both my parents are not educated. They probably just made it to elementary school, and that was about it. So, coming from a family that did not have an educational background, it was challenging, difficult, but I always strived to do my best at school. When I graduated high school, I didn't quite know what to do. I started with a certificate. I moved up my way to getting an associate's. And I said, you know what? This is not very bad. I'm good at this. I was always a good student in school, top 10. They considered me very smart. But I quite was not, I needed a little bit more validation. You know what? I can handle college. College is very different than high school. I continued going to school, got my bachelor's in accounting, my master's in accounting, and then eventually I was able to have the time and the opportunity to continue to get my doctor's of philosophy in business administration with specialization in organizational leadership. Now, throughout this whole process of me going to school for my certificate, associate's, bachelor's, master's, and PhD, I was working. I was working full time. So I understand where most of you come from, because most of the students work. I have 4 children. I understand how difficult it is to balance work and family. I have been there, okay? Dealing with 4 kids, their schools, their after school activities, their homework, that they get sick. I understand. I am a parent, okay? Now, I understand that there are challenges, and I understand that, if we are organized, we have a good support system, that we are able to get it through, okay? The key to success is organization. We try to be as organized as possible. We plan our things ahead. And sometimes, things don't go quite as planned, but at least you have a general understanding. Even till today, I work off of a calendar. Okay? I like to have everything organized, both my personal and my work-related issues. That way there's no conflict, and I can accommodate and ensure that I'm able to meet my deadlines. Okay? So, I do have a background in accounting, both a bachelor's and a master's, and a PhD in business administration with specialization in organizational leadership. Okay, so work experience. I started off back in the day working at a maquiladora out of Mexico, and then I entered after that. While I was working at the maquiladora, I was working on my associate's degree. As soon as I completed my associates, I was able to get a job at a bank, at a local bank, and continue going to school. Okay, that's when I started going for my bachelor's. And I've got over 13 years of banking experience. The last position I held at the bank was I was the operations project manager. I was a vice president. Before that, I was a senior accountant, a banking officer, handling all of the accounting related responsibilities, preparing budgets, financial statements, variance analysis, accounts payable, reconciliations. So I do have work experience. I've been in the field. And then for the last 10 years, I have been working as a full time accounting instructor at South Texas College. I do have a little bit of both private sector and educational experience. Okay. I love what I do. I love accounting and I love to help students. Okay. But I can only help students so much. You know, it's a give situation. Students need to put in the work and the effort, and I'm there to provide the support needed to be able to make it through. Okay. Some important information I would like to discuss with you is I post announcements every week, about 3 announcements, 4 announcements, depending on the week. So it is very important that you view each of the announcements. Important information is disclosed. Reminders of due dates are provided. Additional resources are included if you are struggling understanding the concepts from the ebook. I provide it with additional resources. So it is imperative that you read all of the announcements posted each week, that you adhere to all of the assignment deadlines. They are outlined in your course syllabus. If you ever need any clarification on any of the assignments or the instructions, please make sure that you get with me, contact me before you submit your assignment for grading. Once you submit an assignment for grading and I have graded it, there is no retakes. Okay, that is your grade earned. Okay, I've had situations where students, submit work. I provide them with feedback. I give them a grade, and then they come back and they say, "Miss, I didn't understand the instructions. Can I redo it again?" The answer is no. If you had questions, you should have contacted me before you worked on the assignment. Get your questions clarified and then work on the assignment. Okay. Once I grade an assignment, that is the final grade you're earning on it. Okay. If you are working on a problem set or a milestone and need clarification, please provide me with the problem information and your attempted step-by-step solution so I can provide guidance. I will not provide you with the answer. So if you're working on your problem sets or any section of the milestone, please be specific to what section you are having issues with. Send me a screenshot and then show me your work. What is it that you're doing? So I can review it and then clarify, okay, you're going wrong in this step, you're doing it wrong. Please go back and review this particular area, okay? Very important that you provide me with this information. I don't want to hear, I'm just lost, okay? Because the textbook does a wonderful job at explaining, providing examples, all of that stuff. So if you are reading and reviewing all of the resources provided each week, you should be able to understand some of the content, not be totally lost, okay? On the discussions, please make sure that you answer all of the discussion prompts in full and organize your responses in an easy to follow manner. I've had situations where students say, "Miss, I'm getting really low grades on my discussions." Please look at the grading rubric for the discussion. Okay, if you're not elaborating, if you're not fully satisfying the prompt requirement, then I'm not going to give you full points. Okay, be descriptive, explain what the information that you're relaying. Make sure that you review the rubric. That way you know what you need to address, that you meet the deadlines, that the information being provided is well organized, well structured, with no grammatical errors, things of those nature. Okay, so please make sure that whenever you have those weeks that you work on the discussions, the initial post is due by Thursday, and then the 2 peer responses are due by Sunday of the week. Okay, please make sure that you address the prompts, that you're courteous to your peers when you're responding to them, and best of all, that you do the research. Okay, a lot of these things are something that you're not very familiar, concepts that you're not very familiar with. So provide research to where it shows that I went out there, I researched this topic, and this is my findings, so they can support your position in whatever is it that you're explaining. So I do expect students to include references and supplemental resources to strengthen your arguments and your responses. Okay. Students are going to be working on a milestone project in this semester. The milestone project concludes of 3 parts. Okay, students are going to complete milestone 1 in module 2, milestone 2 in module 4, and milestone 3 in module 5 during the semester. It is very important, and there will be announcements posted as we work through these assignments. So that is why it's very important that you review those announcements. That students must embed all formulas and cell references. I will not accept any work, any of your milestone projects, if you do not embed your formulas within the cells or include cell references. Okay? It is imperative that you always show your work, how each number is being derived. Okay? If you are not familiar with using Excel, there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube on how to use basic formulas. I provide you with some resources on my announcements. Please make sure that you review those. Please read all of the announcements because there's important information related to the different milestone projects that we're working on. When you upload your projects, make sure that you upload them in Excel format. That way I can download them, put notations on them, comments, and send them back to you with so you can review. Okay. Like I stated, I will not accept any files missing formulas or cell references. Students must always show their work and their calculations, how they arrived at each number. Okay. If you have questions or concerns, please get with me. There is a video that I posted on one of the announcements for milestone 1 that shows my expectation of how formulas should be entered in your workbook. Okay. When you submit milestone 1, it is important that you make the revisions before you work on milestone 2. Okay. When you work on milestone 2, make sure that you prepare the revisions before you work on milestone 3. Revisions need to be done before you work on the next project. Okay. And if you are done with the revisions and you want me to take a look at them, I will be more than glad to. Just email me your file and I will review your work. That way you can begin working on the next milestone with the correct data. Now, if you submit a revision, so for review, that will not alter your original grade earned. The original grade will stand. The purpose of the revisions is for the next project that you work on, you've got the right data and you're able to get the items correctly. Okay. But revisions always need to happen after a milestone project has been submitted so you can begin working using the data for that module and the next module to complete your work. Okay. Please make sure that you review all of the information provided on the appendices for each milestone. Great information is provided that will be needed and necessary to complete the projects. Okay. If in doubt or if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I wanted to stress the importance of completing your assignments on time. And I understand things happen. If you are unable to complete your assignment on time, I want to make you aware that there is a 10% late penalty. Okay, assessed to work submitted late. Now, students only have 7 days, that's 1 week, from the original due date, okay, to submit their work. Okay, I will not be accepting work that is past that 7-day time frame. Okay, so students who submit assignments more than a week late are going to receive a grade of 0 on the assignment. Okay, this is unless you have made prior arrangements. The prior arrangements could be because you're having surgery, or you're expecting something to occur and you know that something's going to cause you to not be able to complete a task. If that is the case, you need to communicate with me in advance. Okay, not after the fact, not at the end of the semester. Okay, if you anticipate something is going to occur in the middle of the term, or you're going to have a scheduled surgery, or you're going to have a baby, or you're going to be going on vacation, or whatever is it that's going to happen in your life, and you will not be able to submit your work, I recommend you try to submit the work beforehand. But if you don't, at least make me aware of what's happening so I can know that, okay, I'm expecting the work from this student late because of whatever reason. Okay. So, students need to submit their work by the end of their day on their own time zone. Okay. No assignments are accepted after the last day of the term. Okay. So, please make sure that you adhere to the deadlines as stated. Okay. What else did I want to say about late submissions? I highly encourage students to avoid submitting their work late. 10% is quite a bit, so try to keep up with your assignment deadlines. That way you don't get penalized. Okay. Discussion board submissions, those are not accepted late. They must be completed by the established deadline. Okay. So please ensure that for the discussion, there is no extra time allotted for that. The discussions must be submitted the week that they are due. For any other assignments, you do have a 7-day grace period. Taking into consideration a 10% penalty will apply. If you have any questions about anything in the course, please make sure to contact me. I believe the Brightspace messages are no longer working, so I think that the only way you can communicate with me is through email. So my email is c.mercado@snhu.edu. You can always shoot me an email message and I will try to respond as quickly as possible. If you would like to speak with me or do a Teams meeting or whatever the case might be, just communicate with me through email and then we can set up a meeting arrangement time and the mode of our communication so we can be able to discuss any questions or concerns. Okay. My office hours are by arrangement as needed. So like I stated, if you do need to speak with me, let me know and I'll let you know my availability, your availability, and then we can coordinate and work on setting up a time and date to meet and clarify your questions or concerns. Okay. Please make sure that you print out your course syllabus, that you keep up with your deadlines. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. But please make sure that you do review all of the resources provided. Okay. If you have not read the chapter, you are going to be lost. Okay. It is very important that reading occurs, that you review all of the resources provided each week, and then after you've done that, you can begin working on your assignments. Okay. So that is basically it. I want to wish all of you a wonderful semester. That is basically it. Friendly reminder once again, please keep up with those announcements. I post a lot of important information there. Make sure that you do go into the announcements a couple of times a week and make sure that you are keeping up with those announcements. Okay, so that is it. Until next time, have a wonderful day.